Let's get nuts.
It is far too late for me. I am villain personified. Are you, though? Are you really? I'm going to take the prime message out of the intro here. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things I got to do, so I know I have to completely redo the intro. That's just not been something on my priority list as of late. Because, I mean, I've got so much other shit going on right now. With doing the complete reinstall and whatnot. Like, I'm still trying to, like, catch up on the... Which reminds me, since I just restarted, let's get my sticky notes back up. Is that the stream one? No, that's the rave one. Yeah, you might have noticed the news. You might have caught it. Sorry, just moving some shit around here so I can see. Yeah, we'll put that one there. And I can get rid of that one for now. Alright. For all the villains in someone's story, it's true. It's true. What news? Well, that news there. The news was, as you... I don't know, the print is kind of small. I don't know if you can see it. But we met the rave goal. So, the rave has been planned. It is going to happen Saturday, September the 9th. And that gives... I put it that far out just because, one, my wife has a lot of market events with summer break coming to a close. She has a lot of market events that are going to be taking place on Saturday and Sunday. So in an effort to try and, like, you know, not be a complete asshole and keep her up until like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. That's right, the Shoestageddon rave. Yeah, thanks, Dan. We decided your name fit the best, so we've aptly named this one Shoestageddon. Or Sunday, September 10th at 4 a.m. for you. Oh, well, okay, yeah, there's that. Yeah. I have a cat that eats shoes. I have a platform that eats comments, so there we go. So yeah, Saturday, September 9th, 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So my time. That's when it's going. The next rave, Shoes to Kevin. And, Shoes to Kevin. Look at that. Anyway. Yes, there is an event made in the Discord. To shoot or not to shoot? That is the question. But yeah, that's, as I was saying, I put it that far out to help my wife, mostly, and to give me ample time to make sure that everything on this machine is still fucking working properly. So yeah. Week after summer term ends. Yes, I know the date isn't, might not be ideal for some, but... also lets me get settled into the new place, so I'm not complaining. There is that, yep. Event notification tells you where it is in your time. That's right. Oh, fuck, I forgot my meds. Me too. What a coincidence. This is what happens when you're on the phone with a friend. These are them, right? Yeah. Yeah, reason I'm a little behind today is because I have a friend that I've been talking to. He's like a very, very long time friend of mine, and he's going through a breakup, and he's not handling it too well. So, and because where he lives, outside of his partner and his partner's family, he doesn't really have any kind of a support system. So, yeah, when he messaged me up at work the other day, I was a little bit surprised by it. On Tuesday, he sent me a message and said, "Hey, can you talk?" And I'm like, if you're messaging me, "Can you talk?" with no context, out of the blue, this is something big. So, getting back on my meds. Next paycheck. Nice. Nice. I remember you telling me about that. Yep, same guy. So I was talking with him today. He's getting his storage pod and whatnot all set up. He's going to be moving from Florida back to New Mexico, and yeah. Blah blah blah. You do what you can. Unfortunately, no ability to flexible and please everyone when you try. That is correct, actually. Which I have mentioned about my stream times as well. It's kind of like, okay, this is about the only time that really works for me and works for a majority of the community. Lurking driving home, you got it. But yeah, I'm feeling bad for my friend there, but I mean, he's been, you know, one of my best friends for 22 years. God damn, long time. Very long time. I like this song. Me too. I wrote it. One would hope that I like it. Here we go. Nom nom nom. All right, meds taken. We're good to go. Excuse me. You know, time sneaks up on you like that. Well, he's somebody that we had met initially through online gaming. We met him through playing Final Fantasy 11. Like, that should give you any kind of indication as to how long ago that was. It was a very long goddamn time. And because my computer is torn apart, streaming from the laptop. Comes one Uncle Dad. Very nice. I want to make an old joke, but you know, yeah, no. That's how I met most of my oldest friends. That's how I met some of my best friends, honestly. Right? It's hard not to, that is right, one of the Chaos Twins. That is exactly who it is. So Nate, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Yeah, him are not doing too well. And it's funny because, like, you know, the way that life goes, especially from a neurodivergent perspective, that if you have a friendship and, you know, you don't speak for a super long time, you just kind of, like, pick up after years, and it's like nothing really ever changed. So, thing is, with him, we don't know if he's on any of the spectrums, right? It's never something that's come up, and it's not something he's ever looked to or ever thought about, right? But I mean, out of all of my closest friends, identify yourself, please. Out of all of my friends, out of my closest friends, the majority of them are of the neurospicy variant somehow. So there's that. But yeah. Regardless, it's nice to hear from him anyway. Like, even if it's even if it's a shit situation, I guess. From the Star Wars days. Our Old Republic days actually stemmed from prior, right? Our little group and whatnot. Get him in the server, man. I mean, I could ask. It's not like we don't have him in another server. But we started by playing Final Fantasy 11 together, and then moved on to Warcraft, and then played like City of Heroes, and played the Old Republic, and played like there's a whole bunch of shit that we all like get as a collective group and clan. we all kind of played together, and then just as time went on, you know, we just kind of like separated a bit. But there's still a lot of them that I'm still in touch with, just not as much as maybe I would prefer. But I mean, with him, that was one of my character's twin, right? So we've always stayed close in that regard, I guess. Friendship degradation, how neurotypicals have it. Neurodivergents don't tend to. Yeah, it's true. It's not paranoia if they're actually coming out to hit you. I don't know what to tell you about yeah. Wow, words are hard again today. Oh well. I will survive. A lot of games that I went through with my particular friend I mentioned from Austria. Nice. 18 things, try this, but worst case scenario, before you press enter, select all and copy. That's what I do. When I'm modding for Jay, if it's an important one, who did the vocals on Click Tick Pop? Because I love it, and it's amazing earworm. That is Joey Helpish. He is no longer on TikTok because he was banned from there again, but you can find him on Instagram. Nadia, how's it going? Papa enters the room, did she? I took her pillow out of here because I got tired of tripping on it. Can't deal with this today. All right. Do what you got to do. It is all good. I'm really hoping that they do something about it because it would be nice to have at least one platform where everything kind of works. I know. It's a lot to ask for in the year of our Savior, the Mighty Squirrel 2023, but here we are. Yeah, you're having a words are hard day today, too. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind the song, but that's a little fucking mellow for me. Yeah, today's definitely a words are hard day. Still alive. Well, I mean, that is a good thing. Oh, and I see live TikTok just crashed on me. Awesome. You know what? If I actually gave 3/4 of a shit, I would reopen the program, but right now I don't. I get that. Almost on my laptop and Discord account. Ruh-roh. Right, by the power of Grey Squirrel. Right, and that's also why I wore this shirt today, by the way. Was, you know, because I was hyped to share the news. We never know our messages weren't going through. Turn the music up a tad. There's your tad. Anyway. So yeah, I'm stoked about the rave. I from the other night in BC when and once again I'm blaming Mama. Why? Because it's just easier that way. Sorry, I'm here. One sec. Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait for you. There's a meme video I made a panda. Was it? I felt like it was good. I'll tell you what. We're going to split the difference. There. Decibel-wise, I'm meeting you guys in the middle. 26,000. Holy shit. Nice. Nice. No, because of the VC that we were having the other night, I'm blaming Mama for this one. There's a lot of like old school shit that that I stumbled across, Can't even tell what was playing. Get your ears checked, Nate. I don't... I can't fucking please everybody. I'm trying, goddammit. Been trying for 20 minutes. Hey! Technicolorful is back again for 2 streams in a row. Hi, nice to see you. Ear infection, you're drowned, you're really fine. Yeah, no, that is not fun. Reminders, laundry, dishes, food, water, meds, and anything else you need to take care of. That's a good plan. Anywho, as I was trying to say before I got sidetracked, I stumbled across an old folder of remixes that I did a very long time ago that I completely forgot about. So that gave me a lot of ideas and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, I should totally pull this out for the rave. And then it kind of like kicked off on a little fucking, you know, a little segue of its own into, hey, I haven't played this song in a while. Hey, I haven't played this song in a while. So I have this list going now of shit that I'm going to be pulling out of like this old school stuff. Did you just say any moo? I said any mahu. Does that work? YouTube's a good 10 seconds behind. Was the jerk who didn't let my message go through? If it's on YouTube, then the jerk is probably you for not pushing enter. I don't know. Unless somehow the virus or the infection or whatever it is that eats all of the messages on Kick is now spread to YouTube. In which case, we're gonna have to blame Pocket. Fully digital, come back and create an account safely. Lost my Twitch account when I'm back online. Analog drum was overrated. Very much so, I agree with that. And the thing is, I have tried to set it up to drop the delay time on YouTube. Let me just double check here. Like, I have fucking tried. And for some reason, it just doesn't allow me to. Like, it always gives me some kind of a protest whenever I try to drop the latency. So I don't know. The latency. So I don't know. The latency. Eh. So I don't know. Eh. Strange. 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 Okay, no, I just muted that tab. Okay, no, I just muted that tab. Why am I hearing that on a delay now? Why am I hearing that on a delay now? Why am I hearing that on a delay now? Why am I hearing... It's coming through on the browser, is it? It's coming through on the browser, is it? It's coming through on the browser, is it? Hang on. See, I just went over and checked the YouTube tab. See, I just went over and checked the YouTube tab. See, I just went... Oh, I know why. There we go. That's why that's fucking doing that. Inception time, yeah. Alright, okay, cool. Echo, echo, echo. Yes, I'm aware. I won't miss anything you say. That's why I put these fucking things back up. Even though these things are gonna be gone by Halloween. Epic echo. You like that? Anyway. Sorry, that's really distracting. Maybe the YouTube is wanting to make it so people that pay to have less latency. I don't know. It's a technical thing. Like, it always gives me some kind of a technical bullshit issue. Maybe what I'll do is I will set it up in OBS and I will get it to I'll see if I can set it in there to drop the latency. Going to be gone by Halloween because what they are doing is they are sunsetting, they call it, the website It says web captioner will sunset on October 31st, 2023, and they have a whole announcement about it. I know we don't listen to you, but to repeat yourself for today is a little overkill. Yeah, I mean, maybe. And yeah, it's very hit and miss with it. So yeah, trying to find something that is a good captioning program that... I see it on screen. Okay. Forgot I had the pic set to my PC. Oh, there it is. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. How dare people be deaf? That's right. No, see, this captioner here is a fantastic one. I've always enjoyed this one because it is a good source of comedy. What would it take for YouTube to get their auto captions going? I mean, I'm sure the auto captions do kind of work for YouTube, right? But I mean, like, Kick doesn't have one that is good, right? And I would rather have one that I can put up on here, so that way, regardless of the platform that I'm on, I can choose to have them display. It's pretty decent. I can ask around for good captioning options. Yeah, ones that I have on screen, and this is the only good one that I can find. And unfortunately, with them, essentially, it's just that. Well, I mean, let's hang on. Copy link address. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go have a look-see, shall we? Let me get a browser up. Since I don't actually have one. Not one that I'm using anyway. Alright, web captioner. And there's their announcement. Okay. Browser. This one. Excuse me. All right, and be open sourced is what they're doing. Is they're going to make it open source for anybody to, like, I'm sure it won't be down for long, obviously, if they're going to open source it, and a lot of people that do like to use it, I'm sure somebody will pick it up, right? Great opportunity for the conversation going, accessibility, provide some tools, make it spoken content accessible. If I were to sunset it, I would open source it. Yeah, I don't know if... Like, they've got standalones here, which I could try and look into. But they need the update. I couldn't turn the auto captions on. Right. See, and again, this is, I would much rather be the one in control of that than just leave that to the platform. Because again, it's, I can place it wherever I want. Now no one can hear. I can place it wherever I want, and then from there, you know, all of the platforms that I'm on, they will all have the caption, so. Jesus Christ with this weather. So yeah, now you know. Annoying is half the battle or some shit. No, I have not set the stream back up. Stream deck back up, captions. I'll miss the comedy, I'm not gonna lie. I miss it. Sent out a link to check. Okay. And they have a handful on here for quote-unquote alternatives, right? Windows has a live captioning feature built into Windows 11 version 22H2 and later. That might be an idea as well. Something to check out anyway. Alright. On a who? What? I said anywho. I'm gonna miss the comedy. It's the comedy for me. Better than take on something. That's fair. I was going to mention about this here. Okay, so yes, we have met the goal. So, and again, too, Schust is very thankful for this, for as much as he doesn't want to sometimes totally admit it. But, you know, we're up to $558.90 that is going to be going to him and Panda on Sunday to help with their gas for the move. Because, yeah, the price of gas is fucking redonkulous. Close enough. But I did say I'm keeping this up until Sunday. So if you guys want the glitter beards, the stretch goal is still in place. Or if you feel like you still want to chip in a couple of bucks to their mighty adventure, I'm going to keep this going until Sunday. So there you go. Schust is very broken and thankful. I just have a hard time asking for help. That's right. That's why some of us just decide to give it to you anyway. Giggity. Yeah, that was a phrasing. Anyway. They are good comedy. Yes, they are. Yeah, you heard me. Yeah, lots of phrasing. Lots of phrasing. But anyway, I digress. Or was it? I don't know what that's like, asking for help. Yeah. We leave Monday, move in on Tuesday. That is right. That's right. And I say I'm going to keep this going until Sunday, so that way we've got until after the Sunday stream. Then that gives me a chance to send it to them on Sunday night so that they have it for Monday morning for when they move. Asking for help is so fucking hard. Yes, it is. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never needed to ask for help for anything. My life is perfect. And now a squirrel. Anyway. He's deserving of help even if he is the worst. Why isn't anything coming through my headphones? Because your headphones suck. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. Your headphones are terrible. Your connection is terrible. I don't know. Because you're Australian. I've got nothing, buddy. I don't know. Because you touch yourself at night. This is a fun game. Maybe your headphones are too quiet. I mean, maybe. So long to learn to ask for help. I still struggle with letting my guard down. And so do I. Right? I 100% do. And I have learned more and more how difficult it is for me to ask for help because I have people around here that have to kick my ass. Your best is an idiot. Yes. Because your best is an idiot. Some of the volume had been turned down. Well, I mean, that would definitely be a deterrent to hearing. Yeah. Do they suck or blow? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Asking for help, I'll do it myself. Shit, evidently, I can't do it myself. That tracks. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh well. Volume levels, never had that problem. Nope. Have you met my wife? Where it's easier to ask? Well, I mean, for me, I think that's situational. yeah, I guess I can uncheck that since I don't have anything set up on the stream deck, so I have to do that all over again. I was lying down and must have leaned on the buttons. That'll do it too. Definitely put me in place, help me find my way home. Yeah, the universe definitely has some comical aspects to it, shall we say. Linked on the buttons. That's dirty, Shay. That's dirty. You're dirty. You're so dirty. You're a dirty girl. Are you a dirty squirrel? I think you're a dirty squirrel. You're so dirty. Sorry. We have heard stories. You know nothing. The universe can fuck off. I unsubscribe. That seems like a little bit too broad a stroke. You know what I mean? I want to unsubscribe from the universe? No, no. Unfortunately, you'll never be able to unsubscribe from the universe. Because in some capacity or another, you are always going to be here. And you always have been here. How's that for something to think about? There's a mind fucker for you. Did you know that you have always existed and shall always exist as energy in the universe? You like that, do you? We're made of stardust, that is right. You always have been energy in some capacity somewhere in the universe. Displeasure of the teachers who know they're leaving and leave all their shit for someone else to clear out and throw away. Feels like a axe. I didn't come here for the existential crisis thoughts. And yet, here you are. It's almost like you knew what you had signed up for. Thank you for coming to my teacher talk. And matter can neither be created nor destroyed, only converted. That is right. That is correct. So even if one day you turn into, you become the energy in the sun. You become a part of the sun, a part of the planets, a part of the great ether. Yeah, okay, now we're getting too deep for even me. That is right, because science, which is the best reason ever. You know where you are, right? Yep. See? I didn't need to say it, because everybody else knows. Ari the Rookie. That's got to be it. I clicked the wrong tab. Happens to all of us. Because science, fuckers, that's right. Bill Nye said it best. When he said, because science, fuckers. Sure, as energy to consciousness slowly dissipates and the meat suit expires. The Rookie Bot Kicker. There you go. New title acquired. This is my favorite saying against me. Oh, okay. Because science? I don't know which one your favorite one is. Sorry, I am lurking cause work. 1, stop apologizing. 2, don't be sorry because you're lurking. Lurkers are welcome. And 3, sorry that you're stuck at work. Sometimes you shit yourself because it's something you listen to in your head. Your brother starts singing it out loud. Ugh. That's just trippy right there. Ah, because science. Science, great. Now I'm blind. He blinded me with science. The potato mistress herself. Yeah. Yeah. Coming full circle back to the rave. If any of you caught on the intro of the last rave that I actually made a Portal reference, I made a direct GLaDOS reference without saying it. So thanks for bringing that up. Let science make you blind. What did it do? He blinded me with science. How about no? You crazy Dutch bastard. But anyway, if you know, you know. If you caught the reference, then great. If you didn't catch the reference, it's still a funny line, so there you go. Which reminds me, that was something that I was talking about last night when I was in the VC. Was that I'm going to get that, you know what, maybe that's something I can work on tonight. To get the last rave up on Patreon. Excuse me. Yeah, you're typing. Any speaker could be, yes, as speaker or microphone, yes. Aren't we streaming BG3? Are we hip now? The girls don't know about the rave yet. Reject your... This is just more fun to sit and watch, honestly. Just watch you guys go apeshit over there. And I'll just make comments and you know, snide remarks about it. Oh wait, sounds like a normal stream. Anyway. I mean, it could be worse. I could start playing Call of Duty and join the rest of the kids. What? Once you miss a song, there's lots of material covering you listen to your grandparents, parents, and the 90 to 10s cover. Oh my. Actually, I think that one's from the 80s. Mythbusters on Max. Nice. So what you're saying is VC later got it. What does neurodivergent mean? What it means is having a brain that, shall we say, works differently. Now, the term in and of itself, honestly, is a little bit ableist because it insinuates that there are brains that are normal when all brains operate differently. However, if you take like your standard blueprint of how a brain operates, a neurodivergent brain operates differently than that. In the case of many, now neurodivergency covers a lot of things. The most well-known would be ADHD, autism, schizophrenia, etc., etc. Would you even enjoy Call of Duty? I mean, maybe my blood pressure would spike over it. Shut up and look pretty fast. Sorry. Sit back and watch an Overlord. Yep, that's what I would do. But yeah, that's what neurodivergent is. Basically, it's a brain that operates differently than the quote-unquote norm. Now, in a lot of cases, we suffer things like executive functioning issues, how our brain receives chemicals, and not so much chemical imbalance, but proper chemical absorption. Things like that. It is a very, very big and weird and strange thing because science. Blood pressure spikes regardless. My blood pressure actually has been relatively... That's what she gargled. It make me choke on things. I mean, consent. Consent is key, right? So, I mean, we're not making you. So people with autism or people that are prone to depression, etc. Not so much. The prone to depression one is a bigger. It's a bigger subject. Okay, depression in and of itself is a mess. That said, addressing directly what you had asked, people with autism do suffer from depression at a much higher rate than the majority of the population. People with ADHD suffer, struggle with depression at a much higher rate. Like upwards of 70% of people with ADHD and autism do struggle with depression and anxiety and things like that. A lot of the reason for that is how we adapt to living in a society that was not made for us, really is what it is. So there is a lot of masking that takes place, right? So having to hide your stims, your, the things you do that are considered different, so that we can fit in better with society and do things like, function, normal day jobs, things like that. And it's fucking difficult, especially for those who have higher support needs. There are some people that they're never able to 100% fit into society, right? I am lucky that my support level is not as high as some out there, right? But I mean, the fact that I've had to cosplay as a normal person for far too many years, just the act of that is enough to wear you down. And it puts you into a state of burnout that is fucking hard to recover from. Alright, I would put the drink down. That's one thing. Verify my ADHD void. That happens. That absolutely happens. One thing Ari wouldn't do. Not questioning thirst. Not quenching thirst. Questioning thirst was it was funnier in my mind. I'd like to thank myself for reading it that way, though. Good song. I hear the writer's a dick, though. Lucky I don't have to try and fit in everywhere. How the term is used now tends to just mean ASD, ADHD, DID, etc. Clinical depression and anxiety are treated as separate, where there could be a case made to include them. Yeah, well, the comorbidity, right? There is a, like I said, a very high level of comorbidity of, depression, anxiety, with things like ADHD, autism, DID. I'm not even getting into that one. Consider me dead at this point. For what? Questioning thirst? We don't question your thirst. You little horn dog, you. What the fuck was that? I don't even know what that was. I'm sorry, that happened. Here we are. It happened. Sorry, not sorry, I guess. I don't know. I look at it this way. At least you're not spitting coffee on your monitor. What's thirst? Oh, if it was anybody else, I would have a comment for this, but your husband is right there. I got stories, man. You got nothing. I know that was the last stream. That's why I said it's better than that. See, coffee can be sticky. Nope. And now a squirrel. Okay. Home now. Let's see if I have a $300 paperweight. I'm confused. I forgot to make coffee today, so we're in luck. Luck is a matter of perspective. So good to be home. Hi. Welcome home. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck she's barking at. Maybe a fly. I don't know. She has joined the group of trying to eat all of the flies. So, why is the coffee sticky? Well, if you put sugar in it, that'll tend to make it a little stickier. Hey, good song. I know this one too. Played 20 minutes of a game, lost sound. Played with the settings, tried to restart, now it won't boot. Oh, God. Just runs a fan at full speed. Jesus. Trying to distract us with a squirrel? That's a bit on the nose. Yeah. Just a hint. Well, you know me, CJ. I don't like to fuck around. We're going right to the point on that one. No. I haven't watched that shit, or not. Coffee consists of sugar and creamer, so it's very sticky. That's all I'm saying about that. That's it. Now every time I hear on the nose, that fucking wink says it all. To hijack a term and use it inappropriately. Why is it sticky? Oh boy. Yeah, full of creamer. Rawr. Rude boy levels. I don't think I've ever had them described that way before. Rude boy levels. Whenever I hear rude boy, I think of like, you know, like reggae and shit like that. Or, you know, like drum and bass and stuff like that. I don't want to hear about sticky stuff. No, I mean, you have Doug. You don't need to hear about it. That's right. Sticky stuff is classified. Oh, boy. You guys are in a fucking mood today, aren't you? I'm here for it. I'm all about it. Don't get me wrong. It's 5 different shades of red. Excellent. Most platforms count ASD and ADHD as children. Start protecting them. Stop taking them. I'm from the jungle of Toronto. Perfect. Jungle of Toronto. I got nothing. I got nothing. I will share with you right now what my brain is stuck on for the moment. Sorry, not sorry, shoes, but listening to this song makes me miss writing synthwave. So now all of a sudden I have a whole bunch of synthwave projects that are lining up in my head. Again, sorry. No, actually I am sorry this time. Yeah, I know, oh fuck's sakes, I know. But hey, first things first, gotta get a computer that is gonna handle all of this fucking writing that I want to do. So there's that. That's right, Tirana. That's how it's properly pronounced. 50 Shades of Squirrels? Well, I mean, I have some that come in a variety of shades between gray and light. You're upside down. You're showing your asshole to everybody, you fucking pervert. I got a variety of them here. And they're just hanging out, doing their thing. We're going to come up with a code name so they can talk about them. Squirrel's ADHD, Meerkat is ADHD, T-Rex is ASD. Yeah, and those are all things that come from the community itself, right? These are because ADHD and the term squirrel was being used as some kind of an insult for the longest time. And there are a lot of people with ADHD that hate being associated to a squirrel, right? And I get it. I get it. I totally get it. Now, that being said, it is something that I am adopting it, right? I have absolutely adopted it and I'm running with it because, because fuck those ableist assholes. In the asshole. There you go. And now you know. I'm a techno, violin, rock stuff, yes, all at once. There you go. Good was the accent when you said Toronto. When I said Tirana. Did you know that Toronto is 2 hours away from Toronto? Yeah, from one side to the other of it. Toronto's a place happiness goes to die. I thought that was just all of Alberta, but what do I know? I just live here, man. I just live here. Five Shades of Red, the new book series. adhd Incorporated. That's right. Written by stellar all-star author Ari Drotning. If you know, you know. That's right. Written by our local bot killer. Where happiness goes to die. No, actually, not according to a lot of the charts. Canada is once again in the top 5 happiest places, greatest places to live compared to every other place on the planet. Or no, one of the best places to live. I don't know so much about the happiness factor because, you know, you got all the people with the flags and whatnot, but charts are so wrong. Listen here, just because you live in Quebec, I answered my own question there, really. Haha. It's all that individual. Not even puppets who kill will go to Oshawa. I saw in an episode. Nice. Fair enough. Hey, there we go. Sneaks in. It's kind of hard to sneak when you announce your presence. You're lucky I don't have the button here, so I'll just say it myself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my non-binary neurodivergent squirrels, we would like to welcome to the chat the one and only Dragon Suck My Dick Hard. Hi. Those on the tube, hit the like buttons. That's right, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you throw a like on this. It'd mean a lot to me. I'd appreciate you. Thank you very much. Canada is ranked number 3 in the world, behind Sweden and Denmark, I believe. I'm not 100% sure who are all in the top 5, but they are all like Scandinavian countries. Calling 911 for the ride to the hospital. I mean, there's one thing. Road toads! I did see the little froggy face. How you doing, buddy? Now I have to look it up. Yeah, I know. The only way to survive is not go crazy. Yeah. What the fuck's Canada doing there? Because we try and, for the most part, care about our people, which is a much larger conversation that is far more nuanced. But, yeah, for the greater part, the majority of Canadians care about people. At least those who are in charge of shit. So it would seem, said the guy who lives in a province where they shut down all of the renewable energy sources for the next 6 months. Sweden, Denmark, Canada, Switzerland, and Norway. There you go. There you go. Now, that being said, I've given you something to think about during our self-care break, haven't I? I can feel that undercover rage. Sorry, my mask wasn't working very well there, I guess. I'm seeing Canada as number 13. If you just tack a number 1 in front of numbers, it doesn't make them true, Nate. You have to listen past the first bar. That joke doesn't really work here. But again, too, it also depends on where you're sourcing from. So make sure you check your source, right? Anyway, that being said, time for the self-care break. So time to go and get yourself some water or a snack or go to the bathroom or do what you need to do. So we're going to take a little self-care break and we will be right back in just a couple of moments. So go and take care of you and we'll be right back.
Game over. give it up. And we both know that this could be something, but that ain't enough. Cause when the leaves start falling down, I need to see you be around. I gotta know that you'll be there. You gotta show me that you care. I gotta know that you'll be there. You gotta show me that you care. Show me that you care.
Hawkale Dawkale! I got nothing. I don't even know what the hell to say to that. Anyway. So, again, nothing new on the musical front, and there's a part of me that, and I know I'm gonna take shit for this, but whatever. Stupid Flanders. I'm gonna take shit for this, and I know it, and I've accepted that, but there's a part of me that wants to apologize for not being able to be as active on things like Patreon and share music stuff, etc., because of things that are out of my control. Yeah, I know how ridiculous that sentence was in and of itself. I get it. But if you've been in a PC with me at any point in the last couple of days, you have heard me bitching and screaming about transferring files from one hard drive to another upwards to the size of, I think I have moved 3 terabytes worth of audio so that I can make this shit work again properly. You made your quota for the month. You're good now. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Riley, what's going on? Yes, we'll call that my quota. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That sentence make you feel better? I mean, kind of. The highway to hell is unpredictable. It is true. Here's a beaver tail. In Canada, that does mean something different, by the way. Yeah, king of blue screens. You secure your Canadian card for another month with that one. Perfect. Good. Glad to know that I'm far enough ahead on that. I'm going to go back to classes in a week or so. Well then. And how do you feel about that? As somebody who only works part-time because he's only physically capable of doing it that much. Though I did consider for a little while going back to school for like cybersecurities and whatnot, but then I was like, well, I know that I'm not actually able to keep up with that. Somebody want to come finish my classroom for me? That sounds dirty. Was quality of life overall? Ah. Yeah, see, it depends. Like, these are different things that people are... These are different categories, right? Quality of life, happiness, God, there were so many of them that I saw. And of course, I blanked. Anywho. Or I'm missing context. I don't have that kind of one. No shit. No shit. Amber, that was... Just reading that sentence by itself. Dirty. Dirty. I take maple syrup as a paycheck. That's true. We're a Canadian. We do that. That's actually written into our charter. That we have to take maple syrup as payment. And we're okay with that. So there you go. Fuck Nate.
Nachos, no paper.
There's some job with East Python, and someone tell me why I'm finishing the CPU. What operates it in a robot? I'm confused. That seemed like a bit of a segue. Oh well. Get your head out of the gutter. Hi, have we met? I spend so much time in the gutter, other residents have to pay me rent. Jesus Christ. Not that fake shit. We'll know. It's true, we will. Yes, we met. Yes, we have. Her leg was being uncomfortable, so I had to move it. Maple syrup is payment for milkshakes? Almost 75. Yeah, 70% of the time. It's true. It is true. We've heard you stream. We know this to be factual. Got a rent? I had no idea. Yeah, sorry about that. It's on an automated system, so it just kind of like sends thing out on the first of the month. Not much I can do about that. Well, I mean, if that's what your milkshake does, but mine, I refuse to allow it to because I don't share. Is it demon milk? No, it is not, thankfully. It's squirrel milk. I bet you didn't know that was a thing. I didn't either until I made it up right then. Squirrel milk, because what the fuck else do you think would come from these nuts? You know, there's a part of me that's really ashamed of that. By the way, I need that rave shirt. You can find it over at Merch 2. Where they actually have a lot of squirrel rave stuff. And if you're allergic to squirrel, don't worry. Meerkat milk, that's right. You need the exclamation. How do you milk a squirrel? The same way you milk anything else. An official sponsor of Sports Ball, that's right. Broke is a joke. I feel that. Speaking of which, and again, this is Vespa, that reminded me of this. So this means no expectation of you. I'm just saying, anybody who can, hey, if you want to help chip into the gas fund for Houston Panda moving on Monday, this is still open until Sunday. And those of you who are handing out points, you're gonna have to mark them for me. Yeah, if you do want to, somebody better mark him down then. I joined cults, one or the other. I mean, I've been accused of being a cult leader, so why not? Is it non-GMO? Yes, it absolutely is. But, holy fuck, what am I doing with my life? Yeah, if you want to contribute to the gas fund for Houston Panda for their great move on Monday, yeah, it's going to be open until Sunday. I'll pass on any squirrel milk ice cream. Speaking of sports ball, wow, more things that are not high on the priority list just this second, only because, you know, computer and all of that shit. Something like an awesome, amazing video. Don't come to Canada in the winter then. That's what, yeah. I'll pass on the squirrel milk, thanks. You'd be surprised how many have it. Wow. Okay, no, you know what? I am medicated today. I promise. You all watched me. You're my witnesses. But that segue just went into like 18 plus territory with a bullet. No contribution to gaslighting. Not gaslighting. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yep, there we are, just rolling around in the gutter like a good little piggy. Just rolling around. Most definitely not thirsty or lewd. Yes, yeah, we will go with that. In fact, we can tell that it's proper because there is a U in your name. God, squirrel milk. It's fun in the gutter. Yes, it is. A little bit dirty. We're okay with that. I'm always in the gutter. Yes. Marking 3 to... Jesus Christ. Which meds did you take? Well, let me tell you. I took a Lyrica for the pain, which really isn't doing a whole lot. I took the Cipralax because I don't feel like wanting to hurt myself today. And I took the Vyvanse to try and keep my brain on somewhat of a track. What are you doing in my house? There's a video. Carefully. Good luck. Nothing wrong with dirty. It's true. It is true. No ghost for life. There's a video. What do you mean there? Maybe I don't want to know I'm not going to scroll up and read that. I don't want the context for that. La 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 la. Hey, just sorry I'm late. Oh, okay, wife. Better late than pregnant? Yeah. That said, if you're apologizing for being late to the stream, don't ever apologize for that, because the fact that you guys even show up and give a little bit of your time to hang out with a fool like me is, I'm immensely grateful for. It sounds like a conversation I had the other day. Yes, it actually does. I'm not going to call you out, but anyway. Depends on the polar bear. I guess I hear Dan was open and milking. Yep. When fuck polar bears. Finance isn't working. That scrolled a bit far for me. It isn't working for me in terms of focus either. Better late than pregnant. What if I need to renew my honorary Canadian card and apologize for being late? I mean, you probably could. You likely could. I'll allow it. Which conversation? I'll actually pull up Discord for that, and I will only read my side of it. Because I feel like that was the important part. But you guys, I've said this many a time. But this is a conversation. Let's go with the mammals that have nipples because they're not platypus. That's good right there. You found chicken. Chickens don't have balls. Roosters have balls. Anyway, yes, it does sound good. I'm still pissed off that I didn't get any pizza pops, but I digress. Anyway, so this is my side of the discussion, and this is something that I have said many times. You guys all know it. The question was something along the lines of, as a streamer, having feelings of RSD, shall we say, over the fact that people don't necessarily show up to your stream sometimes. And this actually, I'm glad that I thought of this, because this alludes to a much bigger conversation as a streamer. There are a few people that I can think of in mind. There was one that we were recently having a bit of an issue with, because they're of that mindset that, okay, I push start streaming, now people are just going to flock to me. And that's not how this shit works, right? Obviously, you need to give people, and I apologize for going off on this segue a little bit, but I do, but I don't. Anyway, so I guess to all my fellow streamers out there, or anybody who did stream and knows what I'm talking about here, that if you just start streaming, that, you know, there are some people that honestly think that if they push start streaming, they're just gonna be successful, right? There is one particular person I have in mind right now, and a lot of you know who I'm talking about. But it's, you need to give value, in my opinion, to people who are going to come and spend time with you. Because that is what they are doing, is they are committing their most valuable asset, time. Right? Even though time is a construct, it is limited. Our time on this little pebble floating through space is limited. And people have shit that they need to do every day, that they have to do, which takes up from that pool of time. And the fact that anybody wants to take some of that resource and spend it here with me, even if it's just lurking, just listening to me droning on in the background while they're doing their dishes or doing something else, I don't care. I am grateful for it, right? The fact that people want to spend their time and have me as a part of their day. This makes sense? I hope this makes sense. It makes sense in my head right now, anyway. But my reply was, it might sound crass, but it's true. I remember that other people have lives. I try to be grateful that they even took the time to stop by and hang out. No one is obligated to commit time in their day to me or my stream. So the ones that do, I am thankful for, and I try to make sure that they know. Right? That, in my opinion, is probably the most... It's probably the best way that you can view it as a streamer. I've talked about this many times. I've talked about it on stream here with you guys. I've talked about it in VCs with other people who are up-and-coming streamers, right? My nephew, I haven't heard from him in quite a while. He's probably his fucking ADHD is rampant as shit, so he's probably on to another project, right? They're supposed to get the role, and I think the other dragon for some reason. Fair enough. Always babysit, you get paid then. Why do I have a feeling I missed that? Anyway. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, DMs, because you have helped me when I was having doubts. That's right. Yeah, that's right. You had sent me a DM because you were feeling a little distraught about that too. Right? And I mean, like, even right now, and if you look back over the last couple of years, now understanding that the world has, again, completely changed in the last 2 years since we had the lockdown because people are getting back to normal, asterisk, whatever the fuck normal is, and don't have the time to commit, right? They have other things they have to do. Thanks for talking this out with me. Brain just stuck on that for a moment for some weird reason. Okay. That's right. There is no such thing as normal. But, I mean, if you look back a couple of years, right? And I'm not a numbers guy. You guys know I'm not a numbers guy. That's what Juice is for. That's his department. He worries about the numbers. I worry about being the face, essentially. But in retrospect, and especially jumping platforms, right? Obviously, my viewer and follower numbers have dropped. And if I obsess over that, I'm going to drive myself nuts. So I cannot obsess over it. It's the same thing with like TikTok. I've lost 200 followers in the last, since I've had to take my little hiatus here. And there's a part of me that would worry about that, but there's another part of me that absolutely does not. Because those who want to have me as a part of their life, I guess, for lack of a better term, they will. And those who don't, won't. And I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, because if they don't want me as a part of their life, there's one, nothing I can do about that. Two, honestly, it does not affect me in any way. Because looking at it from the parasocial relationship standpoint, I don't know who these people are. I don't know them anyway. So why would it impact me, right? And again, that's a bit of a crass way of looking at it, but I mean, it's true. Unfortunately. Can we be friends? We can be friends! Okay. And I'm just going to touch on a couple of comments here. Okay, so yeah, shoes. Many know this. I used to stream before I got diagnosed with ADHD and ASD, and the RSD was strong, and it burnt me the fuck out because I took it personally. I have thoughts of getting back into it. The burnout from it is still very real. And that's fair too. Like, I have thought, you and I have not discussed it, but I mean, even I have thought, why doesn't Juice just start streaming? But then, I think about how you say it burned you out, right? You basically have very little interest, or it seemed like you had very little interest. So I was just like, whatever, you're gonna do you, kind of thing. Never beg for attention, know your worth. That is a different conversation in my mind. And something else that drives me fucking insane is the people who beg for the attention. And it makes me fucking mental. Mentaler. It actually put that as a word. Hey, nice. But yeah, it's the ones who beg for the subscribers and shit. That makes me fucking nuts. I am not going to sit here and beg for people to spend their money on me. Again, this is a conversation I've had countless times, one-on-one with some of you and overall in the stream. I am not going to sit here and pine for your fucking money and attention. The fact that any of you do it at all is a blessing. I don't have words for how immensely grateful I am for it. I try to make it worth your while in the form of things like Patreon and whatnot, but I am not going to sit here and fucking beg for it. Honestly, I am much better at pointing out shit like this, right? This is helping somebody else out. And to me, that is more important, which just reminded me I actually have a video that I have to do on a similar topic today. And a girl went on rent because she didn't receive any subject. Yeah, for like 4 hours. Yeah, shit like that. Here we beg you, senpai. Too funny. Yeah, to get back to what Tech was saying there, never beg for attention, know your value, right? And while I have a hard time, I struggle with that a lot because self-worth, right? In my mind, there are a lot of times where my self-worth is directly dictated to how productive I am. Directly dictated? Directly tied to how productive I am. Because words! Hey, words! Serious issue with people who feel entitled to my time, even though I rebuff many times. Everybody beg for senpai. They notice. They notice when you're worthy. What's value? Can I eat it? Yeah. At the same time, aside from burnout, I don't really have confidence in putting myself out there, kind of thing. And that's fine. I've been streaming for a while. Currently, there's no energy reserves. Tap into getting back to it, unfortunately. And again, that's fair too, right? Like, all of last week, it was, for the greater part, there was the technical aspect. I could not stream because my computer would not fucking stay on. But, given that, even if it got to a point where it stopped acting like a cunt for a couple of hours, and I could load up OBS, I was not in the mental space to do it. Because I was so disheartened and pissed off and just like filled with rage over the fact that this machine here is my outlet, right? I write my music on it, I create art on it, right? I don't necessarily need it to stay connected to the community. I got Discord on my phone, right? Worst to worst, if I absolutely wanted to, I could go TikTok live on there if I really wanted to. Purr! Hi, Purr! Mwah! Speaking of awesome people. But, I mean, the fact that I could not, and I'm still not 100% at the place where I can continue writing more music, which to me is a huge outlet, right? So, with this thing being an asshole that it was for the last week, then, I have not been in the right fucking headspace at all. And that's what put me on the zero right now. That on top of, we're not even going to get into the pain factor, but let me just catch up on some of this here. Don't sell yourself short. Don't stream for a ridiculous amount of time. All that does is wear you out. Yes, Dragon. That is another thing that I point out to so many people who are asking for tips as streamers. I want to start streaming, and they're talking about doing like fucking 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. I'm like, stop. Do not. Absolutely do not. Because you are just going to burn yourself out farther. Platforms like this have shit discovery when it comes to that. You are not going to gain a following while you are live. You need to apply that to other platforms. But if you're going to sit here, okay, gotta run. All right, Dan. Take care, Dan. We'll talk to you later. But, yeah, you can't do that for 8 hours and expect that it's going to go well and you're not going to fucking burn yourself out. Even the people that are on contracts, these high level streamers that make millions and millions of dollars, they get burnt the fuck out. They have people hired to do their social media, right? And that's like a small percent. That's like 2% of the streamer population that is that high up enough. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more that can pay for people to do, to fully commit to their social media kind of thing. I have to pause right now because I feel myself straying off topic and I'm trying not to. Yeah, the amount of time. Yeah, I always say, especially for somebody starting out, 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 hours. That's it. That is it. If you do any more than that, you're just, because this does take a lot of energy if you're not sitting there and just playing a game and not interacting with your chat or talking to a camera in any way, shape, or form. I will say if you're doing this properly, and again, asterisk, I use that term loosely, it can take a lot of energy. I want to start streaming, but I don't have anything for the cosplay I want to build. Vespa, that sounds like a different conversation you and I should have. Soccer computers put an infinite amount of ways to unwind and give us dopamines. Yes, I agree. Always my number one suggestion. Have a schedule and stick to it. Be consistent. And that's something that I say as well. Yo, what's the topic? Thanks, Shay. Yeah. As neurodivergent people, sticking to a schedule can be hard. As an autistic, I need the schedule. I absolutely do need the schedule. As an ADHDer, I need the schedule. I hate the schedule. I hate having to try and stick to a schedule on the ADHD side of the brain. The autistic side of the brain absolutely needs that fucking schedule, right? But there are some times where, and it's, in my case, we throw in things like this fucking crazy level of pain that I'm in. There are factors that do not necessarily allow me to 100% stick to the schedule, and it sucks. But Jay and I have had this conversation before because, and I bring Jay up because Jay and I look at it from the nightclub perspective, right? One of the biggest things that I learned from the nightclubs is consistency. If you do not have consistency, then your client base, your club-going client base, is going to find somewhere else that does have a consistency. Because people don't want to get all dolled up and spend money on cover charges and take the time out of their day to go from home down to the club, only to find out that it is, blame me for this shit, whatever, you understand it. But, you know, get themselves all done up and commit this block of time, right? They have from like 9 to midnight committed in their mind that they're going to go out and have fun at the club. Well, if they go down there and they find out that it's, you know, if it's a bunch of ladies and it turns out that it's like something that they are completely not interested in, you know, it's fucking football night at the club or some dumb shit like that, and nobody knew about it because there was no consistency, then, wow, do you see how I just fucking went like that? I don't know what's that. I'm gonna fucking fart in a windstorm. Like a turd in the wind. But yeah, you know, I absolutely agree. And somebody who is trying to start streaming, you can't just pop up live whenever, unannounced, and expect that you're going to get a whole bunch of people show up for you, right? You know you love us. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, I try and have a schedule, and I try and stick to it as best I can. The only reason that I was a little bit delayed today is because I was on the phone with my friend in Florida, right? And that is, to me, that is a bit of a rule zero thing, right? My attention needed to be held by that friend of mine at that time, right? I've been trying, and yes, and Angie has been trying to help me by sending me DMs and reminding me to eat. And today's was get your affairs in order, which I had to laugh at. It made me sound like I was, you know, going to jail or something. Or, you know, preparing for a divorce or something like that. Get your affairs in order. And I did have a good chuckle at that. But yeah, Angie, thank you very much for that, by the way. Remember going to the club and dancing by myself and some girl trying to dance with me and I would move away. Yep. Well, you can. Doesn't mean it'll happen. Yep. A place called Trash in Peterborough, referred to as the Cheers nightclub because all the locals went there and all the vibes were always consistent. That's interesting. Yeah, the club days back in the good old days, way back when, the club days were, everything was a lot different back then compared to now. I absolutely would not go to a club these days. There is no reason I would go to a club these days. Partially because of the sensory issues. Not century, sensory. Fuck's sake. But yeah, the sensory issue. It's fun. What? Well, keep your affairs straight. Number one advice from a polyamorous. There you go. The club kind of felt like a meat market. Oh, it absolutely did back then, but of course that's what I was raised in, and I thought that was normal adulthood. Because I was never taught anything different, and so the autistic, who didn't know he was autistic, who was the DJ, who was the people watcher, learned that this is how adults interact. Going to a place where all you do is dance, get drunk, and fuck. That's what I thought adulting was. It's no wonder my first marriage didn't work out, because if it wasn't nailed down, I was fucking it. Obviously, that is not how adulting works. Just a little side tip for you who are not polyamorous. Even if you are, consent. I was going somewhere with that. Those times when you have to sit back and laugh at yourself because you have a point that you want to make and you go, wow. Not anymore. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to tell a story. It's story time with Harold. Well, it's not quite, but consent and communication with your partners. There you go. Those of you who are polyamorous, feel free to chime in with your 2 cents there. I am not, so I'm no good with those rules. Anyway, my story was unrelated to that. So, Taylor Swift is coming to Canada and has put out a whole bunch of concert dates and whatnot, and that's not happening. Didn't you say you took your drugs? Yes, I am medicated. You guys all watched me. But yeah, Taylor Swift is coming to... Hi, honey. Is coming to Toronto in November of next year, right? So in the way that they were doing the tickets was you had to, like, sign up in advance, and then JP says, hi, honey. You had to sign up, and a week later they would tell you if you were allowed to buy these tickets, right? So my coworker, Blair, fucking Blair, he had signed up for this wait list, and he got the email that said, you can buy your tickets now. So he bought the tickets, right? $430, I think he paid for it. They're floor tickets. They're not a bad place. He showed me on the map. But yeah, tickets for next year. And he's already had our boss's sister offered him like $6,000 for the tickets. It is no fucking wonder the cost of concert tickets nowadays is through the goddamn roof. Like, So he was asking me. He's like, well, what would you do in my situation? I said, do you want the in your perspective, or do you want my honest answer? It said Trenton, not Piranha, yay! It said Trenton. He said, what would you do? I said, do you want my honest answer? Or do you want me to, like, try and put myself in your shoes kind of thing? He's like, no, give me your honest answer. I said, I would never be there. I would never, ever, ever be there. Ever. I would never spend $400 on fucking tickets, even if the intent was to turn around and sell them for thousands. I would never be there. You would never catch me buying those tickets because I would never be able to handle that anymore. People will scalp themselves for you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You saw his TikTok on it? Yeah. Yeah, they are decent seats. They're all right. Floor seats. You know, a few, like 2 sections back on the floor and off to the left-hand side. So they're good tickets. But no, I absolutely would not be at a concert. I wouldn't be able to handle it. And especially a fucking Taylor Swift concert. Right? Taylor Swift concerts are reputed for, like, being the loudest, the most energetic concerts ever. Do you think I can handle that level of little girl screaming nowadays? No. No, no, no. Hey, the pool noodle weasel. Hello. Hey, good song. So yeah, there's my 2 cents on that. Thank you for coming to my Taylor talk, I guess. Very few bands I would be willing to put myself into that for. There's still some I would go to. Russell Peters, on the other hand, yes. Yes. Russell Peters, on the other hand. Hey, quick reminder to anybody watching on YouTube, if you haven't thrown a like on the video, please do. 20K fans outside of one concert. Reportedly, you could do the concert outside the stadium, no problem apparently. I saw a video on that. Somebody did a video on that. From I think it was a hotel or an apartment balcony, like a block away or something like that, and just recording the people outside the concert. And you could hear them louder than you could hear the concert. We're bringing after this. Really? That's crazy. Wholesome AI chatbot. Most definitely not. Thirsty or lewd? Yes. Santa? Wait, what? Huh? Well, you said guess who? So, Tent said Santa. And you can't see Elton John anymore because he just announced that he did his final run of concerts and he's now retired. So, yeah. Denny's is running Baconalia right now. Bacon Shake is weird. Yeah. I have feelings about that. I feel like this goes back to the milking the squirrel comment. In its own way, if you know, you know. Yeah? I don't know how I'd feel about that. Shutter's in sensory hell. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how I would feel about that. I'm definitely having some difficulty wrapping my mind around that. It was in the 4th row, but not on the floor for the other one. Nice. Yeah, I saw that you had a job offer. Got a new software dev contract. Went hiking up a cliff, blah, blah, blah. So how, obviously you were excited about the fact that you got this offer. Obviously it's a good job then. Not my kind of event. First concert I ever went to was, I can't remember all who was there. It was Lee Aaron was the headliner. Megadeth was supposed to be the opener, but they ended up pulling out. It was Darby Mills was one of the openers. And this is back in, fuck, what grade was I in? Grade 11. So like 1992, 93 was my first concert. And I mean, it was all right. And the tickets were like $50 a piece. Right? And we were on the floor. So that should give you a bit of a perspective on how things have changed in the last 30 years. But I mean, even in hindsight, I don't think I can do it anymore. I used to go to all of the raves, or as many as I could. I used to go to like BaseCon and shit like that was up in like Edmonton and down in Calgary and whatnot. I don't know if I could do that anymore. Not just for the physical aspect. I couldn't stand that long. But I don't know if I would be able to handle that much noise anymore. Like, even willingly subjecting myself to it. Salty and sweet go very well together. I agree with that. I don't know how I feel about a bacon milkshake. $35 an hour on the contract. Sorry, I have to read this right off a kick. Contract hire position for a local railroad car leasing company. Oh, you get to do that too, eh? I used to do that when I worked in the rail yard. I used to sing that. All right, trying to catch up on the YouTube ones here. Took too long to even connect. Training on accepting milkshake applicants at this time. $35 an hour program seems low as crap. I guess it depends on what exactly you're doing, right? If it's for rail yard leasing, you know what? Actually, Weasel, I'm not going to speak for you. If you want to describe what the job entails, go ahead. But I mean, if you're doing, and this is coming from somebody who, you know, has had a bit of behind the scenes info on some of the ins and outs of the rail shit. Not the mainline stuff, but I mean, like, some of the logistics parts of it. I know that there is a lot of. God damn it! Fucking shut up. That just made me completely lose where I was going with that. Anyway, I know that there's a lot of logistics behind it, is what I was trying to say. And I did say, and here we are. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Thank you. It's because I switched tabs and I accidentally clicked on the little mute thingy up at top. Ain't nobody got time for applicants. My dom and daddy are the best. Are those two different people? Sorry, when you guys were talking about the polyamorous thing, honestly, I kind of tuned out of it because, again, it doesn't apply to me, so I didn't catch if you meant that those are two different people or not. And now I'm just being curious and nosy. Junior.net dev, working on my second year of experience. Okay, plus benefits. Pay goes up with skill, obviously. Certification, experience, and such. I have no degree in it. Okay, fair enough. And that makes sense. Hey, I'm not assuming. For all I know, that you were inquiring about it. That's what I'm calling the echo. Squirrel echo. Daddy is the new friend. Fair enough. Better late than never. Hi, Gothic. How you doing? Nope, that's fair enough. I say I get it. I'm not sure how the fuck I just turned into Foghorn Leghorn there, but it happened. Argues with kick pop-out feature. I have not tried that from a viewer perspective. Honestly, my only experience when it comes to kick and watching another stream is in mod view while working on Jay's stream. Don't. Okay. 100K a year is better than 80K I was getting up here in Alberta. Well, yes. I absolutely agree with that. The fact that, and this is, you know, from the, we'll say from the merch side of things, this is where it makes me smile, because if somebody pays for something on the merch site, it's always an American, so then my cut comes up here and it's like more on paper than the number that was listed to sell it, and I'm like, yay, hooray for different numbers and economy, and I don't understand all of this shit. Whatever. The dad bots are good at the gaslighting. I don't know how I feel about that. Walk my butt off and now I'm hurting so much. That's a mood right there. I know that feeling. Okay, so we've got, I'm just looking at the little timer here. So we got a self-care break coming up. So I'm going to mention this once again. Anybody, again, we do have the date set. We did meet the 500. We did meet the goal to get the rave. So the rave will be happening Saturday, September 9th, 9 p.m. Mountain Time. We met that goal. I'm going to keep this going until Sunday. If you guys want to try and get us to the 1,000 stretch for the glitter beards, then awesome. Or if you guys just want to kick in a couple extra bucks to help them on their journey. But this is obviously for Shoost and Panda to help them with their move on Monday. So yeah, I'll point that out again. Exclamation Shoost! Thank you, Dragonheart, for doing that. I will Glitterbeard. There you go. If we honestly, if we hit 1,000, I know there's a bunch of people that said that they will Glitterbeard. That they will do it anyway. But if we hit the 1,000 shoots, then I will do it, and we'll do it right here on camera. And my wife will be in her ever-loving fucking glory. Because she has been trying to get me to Glitterbeard for at least a decade. So there you go. Alright, that being said, let's take another self-care break here. So, time to go and get yourself some water, bathroom check, get yourself a snack if you need to, stand up, have a stretch, take your meds if you need to. Do the things you need to do, but we shall be back in just a moment. Alright? After these messages, we'll be right back.
We say things like follow your heart, follow your heart, follow your heart, follow your heart, follow your We say things like follow your heart, believe in yourself. Promises come between us, and words get in the way. Because good things don't come to those that wait. Believe in yourself. Because good things don't come
As I'm running through this jungle, I see faces. I'm looking back at you, but you won't stop chasing. Don't make me look bad no more. No rearview mirrors here. I'm about to fall if I run through all these barriers. Don't make me look bad no more. Try to make me fall, yeah. Don't make me look bad no more. No rearview mirrors here. I'm about to fall if I run through.
I am absolutely not going to interrupt your celebration. I appreciate that very much there, my Weasley friend. Thank you, thank you. Tent is taking off, hopping out, go walk the dog. All right, Tent, have a good walk. Two things. One, fun fact, did you know the song that's playing right now, the vocals, the lyrics are on Splice, so I could do a version of this if I really wanted. I was surprised when I came across that. And I'm like, hey, if I wanted to... No, I don't want to. Anyway. And apologies, had to have a quick little chat with the wife and ask her how her day was, and then make myself another coffee. And it occurred to me there was no water in the goddamn coffee, so I had to fill the coffee, or fill the water. Yeah, no more projects, I know. I'm just saying, I found it interesting. And then while the coffee was being made, I needed to have a tinkle break, so there we go. Anywho. Not any moo. Weasel, you are the fucking bomb. All my congratulations out to you, and I thank you very much for making me a part of your celebration. Thanks, my friend. What was the song before this one? The song before this one, I believe, was... It was either by Infraction or by Max Bonin or Bowen or whatever. But what I'm referring to is this song here, Barriers. Yeah, the lyrics are up on Splice. The last one was very 85. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Take care, friends. Are you taking off there, Technicolor? Is Tech taking off too? I guess so. Anyway. All is well. There you go, Fastbud. Now you get to use all of the fun and fancy emotes. I have to chuckle. You guys have... Not that my mood was bad today or anything, but if it was, you guys would have substantially improved it. I felt more... I think at the beginning there, I was a little bit off, only because, you know, I was kind of emotionally invested in my friend there and whatnot, so... so I'm without the fancies. Gotcha. What were the names again? Oh, I don't know. It could have been Infraction. It could have been Max Bowen. It could have been Aimed Ahead. The Bowen, is it Bowen or Bower? It's spelled weird. It's like B-H-O-E-N. I believe he's German. Something like that. Without looking, and yeah, something like that. He's got a lot of really good, like, cyberpunk type of stuff, which, obviously, you guys know I'm into that shit. I have no clue what you're talking about. We're talking about the music. Which, again, something I'm looking forward to Braun, thank you. Max Braun, B-R-H-O-N. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. I always fuck that up too. Anytime I try and look for it, I always B-H-O-E-N. I always default to that. I don't know why. I've listened to some very retro 80s synth lately. Have you? Yeah, I heard my track Twilight Bay, and I'm kind of like, hey, I miss doing that. And then, yeah, whatever. It's not high priority. Makes me feel like I'm walking into a video game. That's what my wife said about my synthwave stuff, is that it makes her think of video game music. I mean, okay. As somebody who was growing up in the 80s, I'm okay with that, because that just brings me nostalgic vibes. I was very happy when I was able to recognize the difference between EDM, techno, and dubstep. EDM and techno are very, very broad genres by themselves. Like EDM, I equate EDM to neurodivergent, right? It's an umbrella term. It's an all-encompassing, right? Because it's electronic dance music is what it is. Everything I write is EDM in some capacity. Techno, I feel like is, and maybe it's because of the amount of musical ableism that I dealt with back in the 90s, but like techno is one of those like bastardized, one coat brush terms. You know, I can't tell the difference between most of them. I just like listening to them. Yep. Once upon a time, I used to be a lot more of a purist as to what these subgenres were. Nowadays, I don't care. I could tell you what the basic genre is, and that's good enough for me. Right? This is hardstyle. That's all I need to know. Now that I'm cooled down. EDM is anything techno, house, trance, hardcore, drum bass. It's everything, yep. Venga Boys, techno. Armin van Helden, techno. Daft Punk, techno. Fuck my life, yep. Makes your brain happy, that's all I know. There you go. Right? Venga Boys would be considered, once upon a time, it was considered happy house. Armin van Helden would have been considered either funk house. Some were disco house. Daft Punk is so wide that way. Techno was a very encompassing, but French house for the most part. Yeah, like a lot of the subgenres, they're all the fuck over the place. Right? Lindsay Sterling is techno. Lindsay Sterling can be techno. Can be parts techno, but Lindsay Sterling is a fucking violinist. So, like, the music where she has a backbeat, that's very EDM. And I just leave it at EDM. That's what that is. Don't ever think again. Yeah. I used to have the whole... I still might have the Venga Boys album. Both of them. EDM is electronic music, but only related to newer music, such as electro house, big room, and the like. Yeah. I can't tell them. And you know what? Most people can't nowadays. And again, like I said, once upon a time, I used to be very much a purist on that. Very much a purist about it, right? Tell me you have autism without telling me. But nowadays, I let that go, right? Because most people don't care. And I'm cool with that, right? All they know is, it's a song, I like it, or I don't like it. Good enough. I'm a techno head. You want to get into it? I'll talk about the Yeah, Jay and I have had conversations with us both being former DJs, being EDM producers, right? We have had the conversations where we get right into it. What would you call it if you made electric music by letting a moose fuck with a synth? Well, I mean, it depends. A sample of it, or letting the moose hit the keys? And what? And as Vespa rightly put it, what? There's a dude making music out of plants. How's he making music out of plants? Is he doing it with frequency? I'm a techno producer. You're also a neurodivergent, Jay. We just talked about this. Oh yeah, one more thing. The stream alerts. The cards do work, by the way. If you guys want to get the stream alerts cards. And that was something that I wanted to cover today, actually. Good soup. Perfect. Was how to make redeems with the bot. But when my computer wiped last time, I lost that notepad, so I'm going to have to sit down and redo it. I intended to do it up for today, but yeah, there is a way that those of you who have points, and that's all of you, by the way, every one of you does have and is accumulating points for being here and chatting. I could tell you actually exactly how many points everybody has. Actually, you know what? Let me have a little gander here. Widgets, chatbot. That's under loyalty. There we go. Don't quote me on this. I would need to double check. I think everybody gets 1 point a minute. Unless you're a subscriber, in which case you get 2 points a minute. You have 5 points. You have far more than 5 points, Shoost. Far more. Well, let me talk about it. I think you're talking. Oh? Is it eating your comments? But yeah, don't quote me on it. I think you guys get 1 point a minute unless you're a sub, in which case you get 2 points a minute. And then when you subscribe, you get like a bonus 500 points or something like that. Talking about Streamloots. 730. Yeah, this feels wrong to me. What do we got there? Yeah, Dragonheart has more than 5 points. Far more than 5. I can tell you who the top 5 are on Kick, and that's Polar Bear Mama, Shoost, Angie, Chris, and Gothic. And they all have above 1,500 points each. If I switch over to... And because it accumulates it on the different platforms, I think... Let me just double check here. Not chatbot, loyalty. Yeah, they do it differently on both. So on... Now somehow it's counting me. I have the most on YouTube, followed by the Council, Shoost, Jamie, and Moonlight Tree. So yeah, don't take those numbers literally, because those are not true. What's eating? Shoost has 2290. Is that right? Double checking. I feel like that is right. Loyalty, there we go. Shoost, yes, has 2290. That is accurate. What was the command that you put in for that? Exclamation points. 275. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Just exclamation points. Okay, that will tell you how many you have. Yep. Okay. So there we go. So hey, we're on this kick now, so let's do this. What have I got set up over there? YouTube does eat comments. Huh. I always check my DMs after the stream. Okay, so store. What do we got here? And you know what? I'm going to edit that down. Let me edit this down just for testing purposes. Keep. Okay. So what I did was I edited down hydrate down to 10 points so we can use this as a test. Now, this is just going to be on Kick. I'm not going to worry about it on YouTube for the moment, okay? Just because I set up the YouTube one much later than I set up the Kick one, so the number of points accumulated on YouTube are not going to be as high. Okay, so I don't want to go screwing anybody on that. And again, that's something with subscriptions being a factor in it, and how YouTube does subs is different. I don't want to screw anybody on that. So we're just going to do this with Kick for the moment. So what I did was I knocked the Hydrate down, because I only have Posy Taco and Hydrate in there for the moment. Hydrate is down to 10 points, just so that we can test this, and I want to see if we can make this work. So I'm trying to remember what the exact command is for that. Action, blah, blah, blah. Testing. Kick really hates me today. Kick hates everybody. What is it? Is it by Hydrate? I don't think that's it. No, it's not. Documentation. Let's go into that. Careful with your YouTube points. There's a situation, Markiplier, and you lose their account. YouTube thought it was spam. I mean, that's fair. Oh, we're fixing this. Yeah, working on it here. Like I said, it is something that I had thought of, and I lost my my sticky note that had all the info on it, and we just kind of like brought it up. So custom commands, blah blah blah, variables, yada yada. Who we got there? Shay! Mwah. I hope you find the note. I consider the note long gone. So I'm just going to look in here. We're just going to look at this. Bambina! Hello! Subcommands, blah, blah, blah. Where's the documentation for the fucking store thing, though? Where can I see the stream cards? The Streamloots cards? Streamloots.com. Do exclamation loots. Or exclamation loot should give you a link for it. Commands, uptime. I don't want that. I want the goddamn store. It should, in theory. Did it not? Exclamation loots. There it is. It just took a while. Yeah, sorry, the bot isn't the quickest thing that we've got. Commands. Where the fuck are we here? Pre-built polls. Yada yada. Variables. I don't want the variables. Alerts. Widgets. And half of this is in fucking Spanish, too, and that doesn't help. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back into it and... And points. Ah, there... Oh, hang on. There we go. Points. No, that just tells me how to find about the points. No, I will, Houston, I will have to sit down and talk about this. Not Houston. Houston, we have a problem. But, I mean, Houston being busy because they move on Monday. Again, if you want to add a little bit more to their gas fund, it is not going to hurt anybody's feelings. Exclamation Houston. Yeah, that's something I will have to look at tonight and see if I can add that to a new notepad that I hopefully don't lose. And then we can talk about it on Sunday. But the only things I have in there for the moment are the Hydrate and the Posy Taco, just because I the one with all of the animations does not connect with Kick or with YouTube properly. Neurodivergent curse. You may you lose your important notes, only find them again after a mad dash to recompile them, only to agree the originals were better, only to lose the notes again when you are aiming to implement them. Shop by hydrate. There we go. There we go. That's how you do it. Exclamation shop by hydrate in that case. So it would be shop by whatever the item is. Thanks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to write that down on a note, and I'm going to try to just exclamation by shop and then blank. So what I want, ideally, what I'm going to do is have like a little pop-up down here. It's not documentation. It's not in the documentation. That'd be why I had to YouTube it. Well, and I mean, half the documentation is in fucking Spanish. So, I don't know Spanish. But I'm going to try and have a little pop-up here that will tell you guys how to do it. And what I have in there, right? Because right now, like I said, it's just the Posy Taco and the Hydrate. But the Posy Taco is like fucking 2,000 right now. So, don't waste your points on it this minute. Hooray for Spanish, yep. Well, I mean, the original program, the Botrix program, I think, was actually built by somebody in Spain. So, I don't mean like Mexican Spanish, I mean like Spain Spanish. Has 175 points. Yeah. For the longest time, and by the way, lurkers do accumulate the same amount of points. It is not chat-based like it is in the Discord. It is, if you're hanging out here, and if you are lurking, if you are present, you are accumulating the points, right? That's how it seems to work, because last week or the week before when I checked, one of the highest people on the list was Katie Bug, right? ADHD Fairy, Katie, was like second or third on the list, right? And Katie doesn't have huge interaction, right? But I could tell she was lurking because her point level was through the fucking roof. So again, one, I don't care if you lurk. I love the fact that you are even here. And two, if you do lurk, you're still getting points. So there you go. She was second. That's what it was. Yeah, she was above you. That's what it was. Now, obviously, with, you know, life and other things, she's apparently not lurking today. And I'm fine with that. Because, as I said an hour and some ago, people have lives. And the fact that you are spending this resource called time to have me in yours, I appreciate. I don't know how many times I can say that, but I will never stop saying it because it's fucking true. Oh, I see they have the new on the mini games. Do they have the roulette? The roulette is up! Oh god. Okay, this is something I have to test for next time. I know the duel was up. I didn't know the roulette was up. Oh. Oh. Okay, sorry, don't get sidetracked. But senpai? What do you mean, but senpai? What are you talking about, Shay? A friend of mine was hurt when people would show up and then leave on his stream as though the people didn't have lives. So you mean like show up, say hi, and bail? Or they would show up, say hi, and lurk? Because those are two different things, Heather. As I get excited, makes ooh noises. That's my flappy hands, is ooh. I spent too much time finding the emoji, damn it. I didn't say they were good lives, I just said people have lives. Disclaimer, not to shit on you or your life. What you do for fun, what makes you smile and makes you go, ooh, is none of my fucking business. And it's all good. Show up, say hi, and then leave. Some would lurk. You know what, Heather? To me, that is fine. I don't care. If somebody pops through, like, takes, to me, it is that effort. They take the time, they pop in, they say hi. I gotta go do that. I'll give you a prime example. Jen Hen is a great example of this. Okay, many times Jen Hen will pop in, say hi, and then like have to go back to work, kind of thing. Okay, that effort in and of itself means just as much to me. The fact that somebody will come in, say hello, right? Take time out of their day to say hello to you, and then have to take off. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I really don't. There are people that come in here and lurk and they don't say hi, and that's fine too. I don't care. Maybe people are shy. Maybe people don't feel like the interaction. Maybe they're too busy to type. I don't know. I'm not there, right? I'm not running their life, but I don't care. If they are silently including me in their life, in the background, that to me means just as much. I am just as grateful for that. I have no reason not to be. Right? So if you're there and you're lurking and you're hiding in the background and you haven't said anything, hi, how are you? I see you. I don't really see you. I can't see your name on the list. But you know what? I appreciate you. Period. Nonetheless. I appreciate you being here. Some are too overwhelmed to say, yep, but wants to feel home. Hi, guilty. There you go. Good enough. Right? I don't care. The fact that you're here and you are taking time out of your day to be here with me and everybody else in the chat, that means a lot. Right? I appreciate that. Which goes back to the conversation, that DM conversation that I had before. I just appreciate everybody being here, taking their time to be here. You don't have to be. There's no obligation to be. Right? You're not obligated to come and see my stream every time I go on. But the fact that you guys do, those of you who do show up, those of you that put a more active interest into it. Angie, I'm going to call you out to remind me to eat something before I start streaming, right? Things like this mean the world because it means that you want to be here. And that's important. I feel like that's the most important part. They put the effort in to stop and say hi. Yes. Like to be perceived. Anti-Lee doesn't. Sometimes. I'm not exactly known for my extreme chattiness. No, you're not. And that's fine too. That does not make your value in my eyes any less at all. Right? The amount of chat lines that you take up does not dictate your value in my stream at all, ever. So don't ever think that, right? If you show up late and say, sorry I'm late, don't ever apologize for being late. The fact that you showed up is enough. Shaggy, how you doing? How are you, Shaggy? Haven't seen a whole lot of you in the Discord as of late, but in fairness, I've also been kind of on a zero and my computer has been acting like an asshole, so now it's getting better, so nice to see you. Welcome. You showed up at actually the perfect time. And Annie, none of that. You stop that. Hey Nate, here's a flashback for you. I want to be more chatty, but lately this migraine has stopped me from doing everything. And that's valid. I feel bad when I drop off the face of Chat Planet because I get busy or walk away. To pump up the base. Because I get busy or walk away from my phone and forget to lurk. Whatever. That's fine. Yeah, a song that was on mine and Nate's first album back in 2002. Honestly, I'm surprised because that sample was never cleared. I'm surprised that we never got a copyright for that one. Not gonna lie. Even though it's been used to death by so many people. Yeah, we weren't exactly as careful back then as we are nowadays. Okay. I'm making my ass accountable to... Oh, really? Yeah, that's right. We are the same. How are you making yourself account? Do you mean your ass literally, or you are making yourself accountable? In either case, please elaborate. I'd love to know. So people have street and have to work in the morning. That's true too, right, Heather? If they go to Twitch tracker, I believe, it will show you a graph on when the highest interaction times are, depending on their time zone. They can use that as a tool to help them. Best bond will work, all good. It's been rough, just wanted to stop in and drown out my thoughts. Hey, Shaggy, no worries. Do what you gotta do. It's funny that you say that because it fits right into the conversation we were just having. I promised that I would start streaming regularly when my junior demon started her job. Do only what you can do. Again, it's funny because we talked about this earlier too. We talked about people in streaming and shit like that. If you do not have the spoons or the energy to do it, then don't. Taking care of yourself first is of the highest priority, right? If you want to do the streaming as a form of a hobby and have fun with it and entertainment, and you just don't have the time to do it, Tent is a prime example, right? He said that, you know, he's not a hardcore streamer or anything like that, but he enjoys doing it. He hasn't had the time or the energy to do it. That is fine. That's 100% valid. Don't worry about it, right? Do what you can do. It's almost like Demon S tells us at the end of Jay's stream or something like that, right? It is almost exactly like that. I've stopped streaming for months now because of life, and that's okay. Don't feel obligated to stream if you can't. It's okay. That is exactly it. Annie, you were another prime example, right? I know of a lot of the things that have been going on in your life, even if you haven't shared a lot of them with a lot of other people. I know that you have gone through a lot of shit, and that's fine. That is totally fine. Take care of yourself and worry about the rest later. I need to not allow myself excuses, though. I want to get into streaming. I was thinking about it last night, and again, I'm going to blame Mama for this line of thought, was when Starfield comes out, am I actually going to start streaming Starfield? Because I feel like I'm going to be, like, super fucking invested in that. Because, hi, special interest. I have a son to sell, by the way. Very cheap. No thanks. I will do some chatting streams, Oracle cards, some games. There you go. See? You have got all of the things that you know, things that are yours. That's another thing, too. If you're going to stream, make it yours. Right? Something that Jay had to incorporate, and I did not expect him to do it, and I'm very proud of him for doing it. Oh, he's still here. Okay, perfect. You get to hear me gush about you. And something that I had done a couple times before, and I was thinking of doing again, but Jay jumped right into it. And brother, I am super proud of you for your Sunday streams, right? Because that is another element, another aspect of your life, is the music. So Jay does his... Jay does his music streams on Sunday, right? His production streams. I think that's fantastic. I think it's awesome, right? I have wanted to do that again, but I didn't know how interested you guys would be in sitting and listening to me go on about that. But I mean, the fact that Jay is doing it. By the way, speaking of Jay, if you did not know, Jay is trying to make a bigger presence over here on Kick. Somebody give Jay a shout out, please. So if you are not following J13, thanks, Juice. If you are not following J13 over here on Kick, let's help him get to that plateau where he can start getting a paycheck out of this. Okay? Apparently, I've been bullied into streaming on Sundays again. Were you going to stop? I did not know about this. I think I went too ham with my workout earlier. Now my abdomen hurts. I remember back in the days when I could go to the gym and I fucking went way too hard. Yeah, I remember that pain, Shaggy. And yes, Jay, we absolutely do love and appreciate you, and you know that. I was having a pout. Ah, okay. I must have missed that conversation. But I also know that you, speaking of... now I get out of bed and I've gone too hard. Yeah, exactly. But speaking of taking care of oneself, reminds me of somebody's stream last night where they had to be bullied into taking care of themselves. Again, going back to the prior conversation about streaming and going too hard, right? When Jay told me that, and I'm going to pick on you again for a minute here, Jay. When Jay told me that he was going to be doing both Twitch and Kick, I understood why. I totally get it, right? I have concerns about him going too hard and burning himself out, okay? But to Jay's credit, leave a heart attack out of it this time, I'll leave it on your mom, something like that, yeah. To Jay's credit, he does not go for these extended hours that some of these other people do, right? He does his 3-ish hours and done, right? Which, to his credit, is the best thing that he can do, in my opinion, right? So he does his Mondays and Wednesdays on Kick. He does Tuesdays and Thursdays on Twitch. Sunday, where do you do Sunday? Are you still going to do that on Twitch? Or do you want to move that over to Kick? Not to put you on the spot or anything about it, I'm just asking. Good question. A conversation for later, I guess. But yeah, just a thought. Regardless, right? The fact that you do something different on that day with your stream, something that you love, something you enjoy. Bam, perfect. Just as Gothic was saying about them streaming, Oracle, or, doing just chatting, or stuff like that. Stuff that is theirs, that makes them happy, right? Gothic, if you need anything regarding streaming, you can DM me. That's right, Gothic, you have got a ton of backup from fellow streamers in the community here, and you know that. And that goes to anybody else who is streaming or is thinking about streaming. You guys know that we got your back, right? We will do our best to help you out. Just got a receipt for 3 months. Has it been 3 months on Kick already? Apparently it has. Apparently so. I think I missed dual stream with Raw. That was awesome. Raw is a person that I have missed. I haven't seen a whole lot of Raw lately, and I partly blame myself for that, just in computer shit and doing my own thing. Replay Summer. Right. No shit. God, I wish, Shay. I wish that was a thing. Yeah. Bot said request denied. Work has taken a lot of her time. That's fair. I do still get DMs from her, right? She sends me DMs with progress on her crosswork on the squirrels, which makes me so goddamn giddy. Not gonna lie, it totally does. Do not make me wait to move again. Oh, the replay Summer. Gotcha. Struggling to put a graphics card in because the screw is too tight. Oh god, I hate that. You're afraid of, overdoing it and breaking or stripping the damn thing. Yeah, that's fair. That is totally fair. Well, as I said earlier, not that I was in a bad mood at all today, because I really wasn't. But if I was, you guys would have made it a lot better for me. So my friends' DMs once in a while. When I remember I have friends. That's valid. That's totally fair. I get you there. To my patrons, this has been something that has been weighing on my mind, and I talked about it briefly earlier. I'm going to do my best to get a copy of the last rave up for you guys, now that we have the date set for the next one. And now that I don't have that second live stream on YouTube, because copyright flags all the goddamn time. So I'm going to try and put that together, clean that up. I have it, the way I recorded it, it's cut into 3 parts. So I'm going to try and put those together and put that up on the Patreon for you guys. How to run now. Finish taking about the desk. Have a good... All right, we'll talk to you in a bit, brother. I'll try the rubber band trick. Oh, yeah. Maybe I can make a deep learning neural network algorithm that counts every time someone yells. Well, that's a thing, I guess. Anyway, yeah, as I was talking about, you know, giving back to everybody and making it worth your while. I know I've been a little bit absent on the Patreon as of late. Again, a lot of that wasn't my fault because computer, but I also have not given you guys an update over there, so I kind of feel bad about that. But I will try my best to do that, to get that rave up there for you guys. And again, the next rave coming up Saturday, September 9th, 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Shoestageddon, the Shoestageddon rave, which will be taking place not only in the Discord, as always, but here, live, on Kick, and YouTube, and maybe TikTok. We will see. We will see. Same rules apply. It's got to be the copyright-free shit for the first 3 hours, because I don't like DMCA strikes. And then after that, we are going to go hard as a motherfucker back in the Discord. Again, blaming Polar Bear Mama for sending me down a musical rabbit hole. Haven't got that far in school yet. Fair enough. Finally was able to order a PS5. Lucky you. Well, it's supposed to be here yesterday. Now it won't be here for 2 weeks. Oh, I'm sorry. That kind of sucks. I don't love you for what you have to offer. I love you for you. Never feel bad about Rule Zero. I'm trying not to feel bad about Rule Zero. The part I am feeling a little bit bad about is the fact that I cannot currently give back to the level that I prefer to, right? Because you guys know me, right? We talked about this an hour ago. If you guys are going to be spending actual money on me, I want to give something of value back to you in the form of, be it merch or music or whatever. Like, all the patrons, you guys have got a discount code at the merch shop. You know, for one small example, I try and put the music projects up there for you guys to check out and listen to. I try and get the raves up there for you guys to listen to. I just haven't had a chance to do it recently, and I feel bad for that, but life is kind of a motherfucker that way. Anyway, before I go diving too hard on that little fucking rabbit hole there. I mean, I waited this long, right? Yeah, that's true. What if you have already given back, way back, and we are in debt to you? I disagree. I don't agree with that. But that's also me. Maybe that's the people pleaser. I don't know. Maybe that's the fact that I feel I have an obligation. And I'm okay with that. Chats at DMs, Discord is it? Nah. I absolutely love sharing all of that stuff because, as I gushed about last stream, you guys have allowed me to, and inspired me to do more, to get back to music in a way that I have not been able to in 10 years, right? And the fact that you guys get as hype about it as you do, and some people on the same level that I do, is incredibly, it's that energy snowball is what it is. Free Posy Taco. No. No. If you don't know when the music pulses through your chest, though. Right? Right. And it's funny too. I was just thinking, like, music? What? I mean, I haven't done anything new though. I have nothing new to share with you guys. I blast music. Me too. I need to get better speakers in my car because I feel like I'm gonna destroy them. They're not quite as good as the ones in my last vehicle. But headphones are life, so there's that. Sorry, just kind of grooving now. You're going to my release radar on Spotify, by the way. Forgot to let you know. Nice! Nice. You caught those feels from your community. Big time. But that's also, to me, the importance of community, right? You guys know how I feel about community and how important it is to me. All because of vaccines, right? Well, I mean, not necessarily all because of vaccines, but I get the joke now. All because the world took a pause. Who would have fucking guessed? Not this guy. Not this guy. But anyway, I see it as well after 5 o'clock my time, which means that dinner is going to need to be a thing. And my wife probably wants to get up from her nap, so I am going to have to bid you all adieu until Sunday. So, I know I've said it many times today, but thank you all for being here, even if it's just hiding in the background, listening, not saying a word, if it's communicating back and forth between Kick and YouTube, or whatever it is. I appreciate all of you being here. I thank you all very much. Thank you to those who have contributed to help Shoost and Panda with their move. Thank you, Dragon. Good timing on that. Anybody who does want to still contribute to it, feel free. Everything is going to them on Sunday. So, unless pain. That is right, unless pain. Because pain is the fucking worst. So in the meantime, thank all of you. Drink your water. Take your meds. Be kind to you. I love you all. I appreciate you more than words can possibly express. Thank you for being the safe space. I am glad that you are all here to partake in the safe space and you all feel that it is a safe space, because that is the goal. That is the end goal, right? To have a community all our own. Thank you for being a part of it. I will see you all on Sunday. If I don't catch you in the Discord sooner, take care of you, and we will talk soon, all right? Love ya. Bye-bye.